Dear Cousin Henry, it is exactly 6 weeks since I arrived in this socialist workers' paradise, and I'm still trying to solve some of the problems left behind by my predecessor. The biggest problem of all is a certain member of the staff, one Major Percival Willoughby Gore, who is, in the considered opinion of my vice-consul admin, possibly the greatest all-round pillock in the history of the British diplomatic service.
Silly place to put a brick. Look what's happened to the Consul General's pride and joy. And she will be upset, won't she? Miss Farrington?
Out here!
Thing is, good Lord, I don't quite know how to tell you this, but the fact is...
Oh, do get to the point, Major. I'm extremely busy this morning.
Oh, very well. I'm afraid I've got some rather bad news for you.
Oh, no, don't tell me. You've applied for another posting. How are we going to manage without you?
Don't worry, it's not me you're going to have to manage without. It's your car.
My car?
Yes.
Now, that is serious.
Exactly. Eh?
What's happened to it?
Someone's pinched the wheels.
What?
Well, only a couple of them, but it's going to take months to get them replaced.
Damn, and I was planning to visit the vice-consulate today.
Oh, well, you're just going to have to rely on public transport, aren't you? And I can't say I envy you.
Oh?
Well, 3-hour journey on a clapped-out old charabanc, having to share a seat with a greasy, garlic-eating peasant, the crate of incontinent geese on the way to market.
What a delightful picture you paint, Major.
Oh, well, there you are. Unless you get your chauffeur to give you a piggyback.
Now, why didn't I think of that?
You won't need chauffeur now. Your car's out of commission.
Well, it's hardly his fault.
It's entirely his fault.
Oh, look now. I know how much you dislike the man.
Dislike him? I don't dislike him just because he's a lazy, scrappy, insolent little dago.
Please don't use the word dago in my presence, Major.
Well, he's a little crook.
That's better.
Doesn't know his place. I warned him about your car.
Warned him?
Only yesterday. Sanchez, I said, the British football fans are in town, I said. If they can unscrew it, they'll pinch it, I said. Now, you take my advice. You shift that car, I said, to a safe place, I said. But would you listen to me?
Obviously not. Well, I'm sorry that you had to be the bearer of such bad tidings.
Oh, don't worry. It's my pleasure.
Wasn't it just? Well, I suppose I'd better go and have a word with him.
Well, I'll come with you.
Why?
God, I waited years for Sanchez to get his comeuppance, and I want to be there when he does.
Oh, come now, Major.
Oh, go on, go on. I don't get much pleasure out of life. Don't be a spoil sport. Go on, please. Please. Go on, please. Go on.
Ah, there you are, Sanchez.
Oh, buenos dias, Excellencia. When you want, we should drive over to the vice-consulate.
Well,
Well, Sanchez, what did I say, eh? What did I say?
About what, Capitano?
Major, you idiot. About the wheels.
Wheels? What wheels?
Those wheels, stupido. How do you expect to drive round on those, eh? Come on, tell us. We'd be delighted to know about the wheels. The back. Why has this car got all 4 wheels?
Well, it won't go too good without them.
5 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, I could have sworn that this...
yes, and I will swear any moment now, Major. What is it with you? The male menopause, or a little too much of the grape?
Oh, no.
I don't know what you hope to achieve by this extraordinary behavior, but if it's a trip back to the UK on the grounds of insanity, you've got it. My office are the only 2 delighted to sign the certificate.
Oh, Miss Farrington, You know something about this, don't you, you greasy little creep?
What, Generalissimo?
Major, you idiot. I'm going to keep my eye on you, and one false move, just one, and now...
But the Major is not the only member of my staff who is causing me concern. Though she's become a loyal friend and confidant, my aforementioned vice-consul admin, the normally happy-go-lucky Miss Annie Begley, has suddenly started to behave completely out of character. And no one knows why.
Buenos dias, señorita Bagley.
What's guano about it, fatso?
Faso. What I do? What I say? Hey, amigo, espere un momento. Para usted, mucho gasolina. Muy barato. ¿Te gusta?
But to return to my chauffeur for a moment, Major Willoughby Gore is quite right about one thing. Sanchez does happen to be lazy, scruffy, and insolent, with more than a touch of larceny about him, too. In a phrase, he has more fiddles working for him than the leader of the London Symphony Orchestra. The question is, what fiddles, where, and when? But my staff problems are minuscule compared to the problems created by that strange alien species called the British National Abroad. I am quite convinced that their brains undergo a peculiar shrinking process the moment they step onto a plane.
All right, Hamish, all together now. We are the champions. We are the champion. Hey, come on, Hamish. What's the matter with you? Sing up. We are the champions.
Next. Hey, you, just keep the noise down or out you go, right?
Jawohl, mein Führer.
Damn English yobbo.
Scottish yobble, if you please, all right?
What's your problem? As if I didn't know.
Right. I've been robbed. Money, passport, clothes, everything.
What, they cleared you out, did they? Right, well, how did it happen? No, let me guess. You met this senorita in a bar and she asked you back to her place to see her stamp collection. And in the morning, the bird had flown.
Please, not so loud. I'm a very respectable businessman.
Well, you don't look very respectable at the moment, do you? Very comical, yes.
Look! Look! I came here for help, not ridicule.
Well, you shouldn't have been such a naughty boy, should you? Name?
Lawrence.
What? Come on, speak up.
Lawrence, V.J. Lawrence.
Lawrence, B. Lawrence. Good. What's your address? Oh, God.
Mrs. Vanessa Plowright, the Consul General will see you now.
It's Miss, actually.
Beg pardon?
It's Miss Plowright, not Mrs., even though I do happen to be sort of preggers.
Sort of.
Well, very, actually.
Yes, I'd never have guessed. This way.
Right. You can sit down there, lover boy, right? Next. Right, what's your problem? You lost your money, your wife, or your memory?
No, but I am about to lose my temper. Who the devil do you think you are?
What?
In all my years as a member of the local British business community, I've never known such rudeness from an official representative of Her Britannic Majesty's government.
You're a resident.
I'm the president of the local Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here to present my credentials to the new Consul General. But before I do that, I should like to know your name, rank, and position.
Yes, well, look, I'm a little on edge this morning, and...
Your name, please?
It's Begley. A. Begley, Vice Consul, Admin.
A. Begley?
A. Begley, yes. Vice Consul, Admin.
What I don't understand, Miss Plowright, is how you got yourself into this mess. What mess? I want the little blighter. Well, I didn't at first, I admit. But then I thought, well, why not, I thought? What an absolutely marvellous souvenir of my stay here. Yes. Well, I would have thought a piece of the local pottery would have been more practical. It's a bit late for that now, isn't it? It is rather, yes. Well, what about the father? Won't he advance you the money for your passage? Well, of course he would if he had any. And if I knew who he was. You don't know who the father is? Well, not exactly, no. The thing is, it could have been anyone. You see, I've been living on this commune with lots of other girls and chaps. Well, that's why I came out here, to help the People's Revolution. And it's been an absolutely super experience. Utterly fulfilling. In more ways than one, obviously. We shared everything. Food, clothes, friendship, beds. Hammocks, actually. Have you ever made love in a hammock? It's absolutely fantastico. And very productive, too. Well, we'll see if we can get you home as quickly as possible, Miss Plowright, but we cannot advance you the money without some sort of guarantee. I've told you. I'll send you the money as soon as I get home. No, not good enough, I'm afraid. I shall want to have somebody to vouch for you, a friend, a relative,
That's going to be a bit difficult, I'm afraid. I lost most of my friends when I joined TWERP.
TWERP?
Yeah, the Workers' International Revolutionary Party, the day I came down from Girton.
Well, what about your parents?
Don't make me laugh. Daddy would go absolutely spare. He nearly went potty when I told him I was coming out here to rub shoulders with the local peasantry.
I can't say I'm very surprised. What is your father? Businessman? Stockbroker?
Oh, no, he's quite left-wing, actually. He writes plays about the dignity of labour and how the fascist capitalist forces of oppression should all be lined up against a wall and shot. Well, that's what got me interested in this revolutionary thing. It sounded such fun.
Then why did he object to you coming here?
Well, because his plays are so popular. They're making him an absolute fortune. So he doesn't want his only daughter involved in any organisation that's dedicated to taking it away from him.
Well, that's a little hypocritical, wouldn't you say?
Of course it is. But very, very human. Dear Daddy. He's quite a sweetie, really.
But not sweet enough to guarantee your passage home.
No, I'm afraid not. And unless I get back to England, home and beauty before little Who's It arrives, he's not going to have British nationality, is he?
Well, I wouldn't have thought that was very important to you.
Why? Because my little dabble with the lefties, you mean? No. Like I said, that was just a bit of fun. A jolly interesting, once-in-a-lifetime experience. But you can't honestly expect me to bring up one's heir apparent in a perfectly dreadful country like this, can you? Of course you can't. No, I've done my bit for the local horny-handed sons of toil. Now it's time to find a decent chap of one's own class who'd quite like a ready-made family. Well, does save a lot of time and effort, doesn't it? Put the Sproggs' name down for Eton or Benenden and join the local hunt. So please, lend us the necessary Sprondulix and I'll be off.
I've told you, I can't. All I can do is ask my vice-consul admin to get in touch with London and see what they say. Now, if you'll go into the waiting room...
Sure. Okay, right. Yeah. But look, put the proverbial skates on, would you? The old pod could go pop any moment.
Right, Miss Farrington.
Oh, Annie, stop behaving like the old family retainer and tell me what's the matter.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I do. It's affecting your work.
Well, in that case, there's only one thing for it, isn't there? I resign.
Annie. Oh, Annie, come back. Annie. My vice-consul admin. And somehow I have this strange feeling that there's still more to come. Yes?
Lunch, Excellencia.
Oh, good heavens. Is it that time already? Well, serve it on the patio, will you?
It's already on the patio.
Jolly good.
It's all over the patio.
What?
El Felino, the cat, he tripped me up. I go butty over tita and splat. Bacalao con patatas is no more.
You've dropped the lunch. Oh, really, Sanchez?
No, I was at Don Felino. I give him such a kick in the pelotas.
Yes?
You want I should make you a omelet?
Sorry to interrupt, but this is for you.
What is? Oh, I see.
Makes it official.
Ah, Miss Farrington, you wanted to see... Ah, well, I'll come back a bit
Now,
later.
hold on, Major, and you, Annie.
What kind of omelet would you like? English, French, or Irish?
Irish?
No eggies.
Is it a good joke, eh?
No.
No.
Just bring me a sandwich, all right?
Okay.
Right. Now, sit down, you two. I think it's time we had a little chat.
What kind of sandwich you want? Cheese, egg, ham, jam, fishy paste, tomato? I got it. I make you a mixed grill sandwich. It's very good, okay? Okay.
What on earth is a mixed grill sandwich, for heaven's sake?
Can't you guess?
Oh, no, don't tell me. Egg, cheese, ham, jam, tomato.
And fishy paste sandwich.
It sounds revolting.
It is.
Well, I don't know. I think it could be quite tasty.
You would. God, you're weird, Percy. I bet you even like school dinners.
Well, I did, actually. Especially stewed prunes and sago pudding and lots of custard over my spotted dick.
I think I'm going to throw up.
Yes. And I'm going to do something much worse, unless you tell me why you've decided to resign.
I say, has she really? That is very sad news. That's very sad indeed. How will you manage without her?
The same as I'm going to manage without you, unless you give me a very good reason why you claim to be Miss Annie Begley when you found yourself in a spot of bother.
He did what?
Well, I know I shouldn't. I am sorry, but was the first name that came into my head.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what came over me.
How about a sudden attack of yellow jaundice? Oh, what the hell does it matter? I'm not going to be here much longer anyway.
I see. You're just going to walk out of here without telling us why.
It's a personal matter.
I still think I have a right to know.
Well, so do I, Annie. I thought we were good friends.
Since when? Well?
Well, I'm thinking.
Annie.
Oh, well, I suppose you've got to know sooner or later.
Hello, it's me again.
Oh, Miss Cartwright, I'm right in the middle of a conference.
Oh, well, this won't take long. I just wanted to tell you it's all been sorted out.
What has?
My passage and everything. Luis is going to pay for it.
Luis?
This absolutely super chap I met out there, in the waiting room.
You've accepted a loan from a man you've met only 5 minutes ago?
10 minutes ago. Maybe even 12. And anyhow, it's not a loan. It's a gift for services about to be rendered.
What sort of services?
Nothing very much. Will you come in, Louise? All he wants me to do is marry him. Don't you, Louise, darling?
Si,
You're going to marry him?
in matrimonio, yes.
God, what some people will do for a British visa.
I say, am I right in thinking consul generals can marry people?
Come on, Jimmy. How much longer am I going to have to sit here?
For as long as it takes, right? Right. Ah, is that who I think it is? Right. Hello. Yes. Who's speaking? Just one moment, please. Mr. Murdoch, it's for you.
For me?
Yes, we put a call through to the address on the form you gave us, and guess who answered the phone?
I can't imagine.
Force yourself.
Hello? Who is that? Dad, it's you. Good heavens.
Oh, what a surprise.
What a surprise.
After all these years.
After all these years. What? Oh, when did you get back from Canada?
Or America.
Or America? What? No, I'm not drunk. Look, I'll explain later. Well, yes, Hamish and I are in a wee bit of trouble. Yes, again. Hey, hold on, Dad. There's no call to be abusive. Dad?
So all in all, it's been quite a day, despite the fact that Annie Begley has still not told me why she wishes to resign.
Yes?
Miss Farrington? Harriet?
Yes, Annie.
Could I have it back, please, my letter of resignation?
Certainly, it's in there.
You threw it away?
Of course. You didn't think I'd accept it, did you? Not without a very good reason.
Well, there is. There was a very good reason. I'd just been jilted.
Jilted? I didn't even know you were engaged.
Well, I wasn't, officially. But he'd always said he'd marry me once he was free.
Who was he?
Someone I've known for years, ever since college. And then the other day I got this letter saying that his wife had left him for somebody else.
So he was free again?
Yes. To marry his secretary. It was she who wrote me the letter.
Warning you off?
Yes. After all those years I've waited, saving myself for him.
Did you really?
Well, now and again. Look, I'm not made of wood, Harriet. Anyway, I've come to the conclusion that he's simply not worth it. And, besides, I might not fancy him after all these years. That's why I'd like my job back.
You never lost it.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I was such a wimp.
Annie, just as a matter of interest, when was the last time you met him?
Well, I told you, at college. About 30 years ago.
30 years.
And I shall never trust a man again as long as I live. Not unless he's tall, dark, rich, and randy.
However, Cousin Henry. Oh, what the hell. He wouldn't believe me anyway.
A case of mistaken identity causes ructions at the consulate next Tuesday at 8:30.